Alright, so we're in a position here on the ES. What we're looking for is for us to target these lows that we have. We have a lot of lows for today that we could potentially be targeting. So I kind of want to see us take those out. I want to be careful though, because we do have this 1 minute imbalance here between NQ and ES, but NQ is pretty much tanking right now. So I think once we take out this liquidity right here, I want to see us mitigate another continuation confluence before I put in another contract for this position. Just because this would be a pretty decent loss if we were to up a position right now within the position that we're already in. So we kind of have this resting sell side liquidity down here, and I think we also want to inverse a daily gap that we may have. So kind of just being careful for everything, but I want to see either this get mitigated or us to form a continuation confluence on the NQ and continue learn from that. I know we have this 5 minute order block here that we could see a retracement into and then us push lower, but we're kind of just being careful so we can up the size, but up the size appropriately. I feel like this 2 minute order block would be kind of in contrast to this 1 minute imbalance that we have here. So but if we already mitigated this 5 minute on NQ, then I want to see mitigation into this 5 minute here on NQ. Alright, looks like we kind of have Alright, I'm going to enter in one silicon on NQ instead of another position on ES. Oh gosh.
Order filled.
Alright. Definitely got stopped out on that. Maybe wanting to target this right here, this 1 minute imbalance. Gonna keep stops right above this high so we don't get wicked out. The low-key was not the move on NQ. So just stuck to the plan on ES. Alright, might get stopped here on a position on ES. Low-key rough.
Order filled.
It's tragic. Alright, we thought that we were using these lows kind of as our change in state direction, which was not the fact, but it's all good. Originally, I kind of wanted to see us take out these London highs anyways, so low-key, that was rough. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, but that still doesn't kind of break my conviction for today. As you see, we kind of wicked outside this accumulation zone here on the 5 minute, so I think this was just a 5 minute play when we're way before that 10 a.m. news that we have anyway. So I'm not gonna cut today. That was low-key rough though. Alright, we're coming into this 1 hour gap. This was like low-key the original play I wanted to see. That was low-key premature on our previous two. So I still kind of want to see us mitigate here on NQ. Alright, we still have a couple minutes till macro, so I'm just going to give it a little before my next entry. Because I still have like good conviction like that we're going to come lower. I have no doubt. But it's just about that that good entry, you know. That was rough, but it was also ES play, so I have no one to blame but myself on that one. Coming into this 5 minute right here. Still want to see mitigation into this hourly gap on NQ. I like how ES we're kind of forming these equal lows right here. I thought that was like the case here, but definitely jumped the gun on that one. It's fine, you live, you learn, bruh. Don't value a trade like you shouldn't put so much value into a trade. Of course, take the correct like play, but don't overvalue the loss. Don't overvalue the win, bro. Gotta be emotionless. And we're kind of forming structure as well. These lows on the NQ. Macro has kind of started. Alright, we mitigated this hourly gap here. See me like touching my mouth, that's cause like my wisdom teeth are still coming in or whatever. Felt weird. I think we can be targeting this internal liquidity on ES before seeing that push lower. We just took out London highs, which is the key draw I was kind of looking to target in the first place. We haven't taken out the key level yet on NQ. I kind of want to see NQ take out these highs before we come lower too. We have this internal liquidity kind of lining up with this higher time frame liquidity, which is our key levels as well. So got that. Alright, we're starting to mitigate here on the NQ. It looks like we're going to inverse this gap on NQ, this right here that we have on a 5 minute. Possibly before that push lower. But I think ES wants to take out this internal. And also retrace into this gap. This is the IRA I talk about when we have that inverse retrace action from the gaps, from two gaps together. Dang, we're looking disrespecting this gap on NQ. Dang, and on the ES too. That's kind of tragic. Alright, possibly just filling this hourly gap here. That's what it looks like. Looks like we're inversing here on ES and possibly just retracing here on the NASDAQ. I feel like we just inverse this hourly gap for a 4 hourly gap. I feel like I definitely want to see a push lower from this inversion of the 4 hour. Yeah, it looks like we don't want to go too much higher because we don't want to hit that 50 point and inverse this gap on the 4 hour or on the 1 hour on NQ. But it looks like ES wants to take this gap out. And I think this is going to be like a play more after 10 o'clock, after that red folder news that we have. PMI at 10 a.m. See if we can come below these equal lows here. Like that would kind of give me a good confirmation for this play lower. Alright, 10 a.m. news just came out. Possibility we may just complete the inversion of this gap on the 1 hour. We don't see anything by these lows at the end of macro, then we're just gonna call it a day. I like how we're kind of like forming these lows right here, kind of just chopping a little bit. See if we can mitigate this lowest equal low. I feel like if we're able to take that out, then that'll be pretty good conviction for me to push or to take a trade lower. Alright, we took out this equal low here on ES. Would want to see kind of like the same thing here on NQ. If we don't get the same thing here on NQ, though, we're not going to force it. I like how we have this higher time frame or this lower time frame SMT on the 2 minute between NQ and ES. really just want to see us take out this low here on NASDAQ. I feel like that will give me good confirmation for this play. Forming this bearish SMT on the 5-minute. We took out this low here on NASDAQ. See if we can retrace into something here on the NASDAQ as well. You know, we have this like 2-minute order block right here. Feel like we kind of have some internal liquidity resting above here. Want to be careful for. Let's see if it's the same here. Relatively. Alright, I'm going to take this play here on NQ. Be pretty decently risked. I don't want to see us mitigate this though here. Mitigate this order block here on NQ. If we can get some bearish momentum off of it, then that'd be pretty clean. If we just continue to work through, then I don't know. Alright, I like that.
Order filled.
I'm gonna enter 2 sell cons on NQ. Rest stops above these highs. Pretty tight stop.
Order filled.
Alright, we're gonna cut it there. Definitely low-key L in the day, bro. It's tragic. Really had decent conviction for it today. It's not always gonna play out. First entry was a little premature. Low-key losing some volatility at the end of this macro period here. Nothing really much to say, bro. Down a lot on the day, but can't let it bring you down though. Can't let it bring you down. You know, this really just one more win, like one win, and we can make this all back. So not stressing it at all. Executions, it's always very upfront with you guys, so it's the way it is though. The way it is. Just as we could have lost, we could have won a lot. So I don't know, I had a good commission. Not gonna let me bring me down. I know that. Literally there's so many more days to win. But alright, I'll call it a day, do my journal, back test. And yeah, see y'all tomorrow.